eye perceives all things conjoined, the past, the future, and the present. Everything flows, and all is connected. This eye is not merely seeing reality, it is touching the truth.
Finally, the full Fender install. Going from the bobber Fender to a full Fender. It's a Dyna thing. Let's keep it. So I'm gonna go over everything you need. This video is gonna be a really in-depth video because when I was doing this swap, there's not very much information on what you need, like for sure information. This video is gonna be for sure to get this full Fender on there. So what you're gonna need is on this table right here, well, not a table, but a slab of wood. You're gonna need the circuit board, base plate, tail light of your choice, block off plates if you don't have bags already. You're gonna need the necessary hardware for the tail light, and the full Fender, and most importantly, the wiring harness. Okay, the wiring harness you need to buy, or else you'll be stuck and you'll have to spline your own wires, and that's annoying. Also, your tail light plate mount, because there's holes pre-drilled for this. It's nice, you know, it works. All right, so everything on this table is going to be in the description that I used, and then here are the tools that you're going to need. I have a couple hex bolts for like the tail light plate and the block off screws, so you're going to need those, a screwdriver, and a 1/2 inch crescent wrench or socket, and you're going to need a Torx 45 socket to take off the necessary hardware that's already on the bike. So the reason why you need the wiring harness that I had already installed is because of the way that the turn signals are on the bike. So if you got the street bob, you know you got the 2 lights, the 2 tail lights, and the brake and turn. So here's what it is without the Fender wired up. It makes sense why you need it, because you got 3 wires going into 3 plugs into 1 plug. With the tail light, it's just 1 plug that goes into the tail light circuit board and then into the tail light. So if you were to come here and you try to splice it, there's too many wires to splice and too many wires to figure out. So it's just best to buy the $36 part from Harley and just, you know, put it on the new Fender. But that's where people mistake, you know, you need it, or else the tail light's not gonna work and you're gonna have a hard time trying to splice that. So this is the plug you're looking for when digging through this mess. The one that comes out into 3, and there's usually a zip tie holding it on here. I cut it off already because I'd already put on the Fender, and these are going to be going into the Fender through here, and then they get held on just by force really, and then they come around the sides, and then they get held on by these plates, and they go into the tail lights. So what you're gonna do first is take your 1/2 inch and you're gonna undo the bolts underneath. It's a kind of a tight squeeze, not for me when I had the Fender on, because the hag-on shocks create such a big gap. But if you're on stock suspensions, it's a little tight, so figure something out. Maybe not have like a curved, like a angled one, just have it straight and just get in there. So you're gonna turn, get these off. All right, you're gonna pull these through, but first you're gonna undo the tail plugs so then these things can come out. So you're gonna do these, you're gonna do both sides, the Fender and this. The Fender's gonna fall. Okay, so first things first, you're gonna take your wiring, when you have the full Fender, flip it upside down, and then according to the Harley manual, the wiring harness is not straight down the middle. It is actually on the inside of the bend of the Fender. So you're gonna place it there, and you're gonna, you know, make it a little bit halfway. You know, make it within reason. Okay, because you're gonna need extra room for this plug to bend back because of the base plate. And then you're just gonna loop that hole through here and give it like, I don't know, 6 inches for it to go into the main harness on the bike. So anyways, now that you got that done, let's assemble the base plate. So you got your circuit board, and the base plate has 2 holes right here. And it has 2 pins, and you're just gonna press the pins in there, and it's set, okay? So now, we're gonna need to get the base plate onto the fender now, because there's actually a hole that screws on there, and then it's got a gasket and it seals it. Alright, so you're gonna need the base plate that you got, a screw, they're provided from Harley. Usually, they can give this to you if they have it in stock. My local Harley dealership did not have it in stock, so I just grabbed the size and went to Home Depot and found one. And then they supply you with this nut, and I think this nut goes behind, like it wedges in there, but it doesn't on here because it's an aftermarket. They're not completely OEM. Recommend OEM fenders, but I'm a tight budget and I'm cheap. So here's what we'll do. You're gonna put the base plate on. It kind of sets in place. And then you're gonna take your screw, put it through the hole, and then my bad. And you're gonna take your little nut, and there's gonna be on the back. You're gonna see it, and you're gonna screw it on, and then the base plate will be tight, and then you're able to loop the wiring harness plug through, and we'll do that right now. All right, so now that that's nice and tight, you're able to bring this plug through here and plug it in. It's a bit of a tight situation, so that's why we're able to, oh no we can't. There we go. So just plug it in. Usually it doesn't snap in. For me, it didn't snap in, but it's in there. It doesn't snap, but it's in there. Don't force it, because then you'll break it. All right, so now that that's done, you're able to take your tail light and hook it up to the corresponding signals. And I think the green goes on the right side, and the brown goes on the left side. We'll find out when I put it on and, you know, turn the right blinker on and the left one goes. Alright, so now you got that. You're gonna the wires kind of twist underneath, make sure they stay underneath, don't pinch them. And then you're gonna take your 2 screws that you got from Harley also, 2 taillight screws, and you're gonna screw it in with your standard Phillips head screwdriver. Alright, so tail light is on, everything's plugged up, and it's secure, it's on there. So now what we're gonna do is put it on the bike, and we are going to reuse these kind of pressed like plates, because the one on here is actually threaded and it holds the fender together, and this is just like a, I don't know, I guess a spacer for some reason. Anyway, so we're gonna put that on there, and let's get going. I'm gonna see if I can find a way to put this on my head so I can have both my hands free. Alright, so I ended up just putting the helmet on, whatever. But now I have both hands free. So what you're gonna do is take your fender, be careful with it, because it's either you're gonna scratch it, regardless, maybe not. I hope you don't. So stick that plug like in there, and you're gonna get the fender, and you're gonna take the base plates, these little plates that I told you about earlier, you're gonna shove them underneath the fender, stick them in the hole, and press it against the fender. So what you're gonna do now, align the hole, hold it. You're gonna take this Torx 45 that you pulled out of the fender strut, thread it in there. So now you got it holding. You're gonna take the other one, take the other pinch plate, I guess. You're gonna find the hole for both sides. Hold it and thread the screw. Alright, so now it's on. So now you're going to take this, you're going to find it wherever you put it. There it is. Pull it through. Plug it in. And now's a good chance to turn on your bike. So after you have everything plugged up, you're able to turn on your bike and test the light. So light turns on. So brake work. Brake works. Let's see if the turn signal's alright. Nope. So just unplug the tail light, turn off the bike, and then switch the two little wires around. Or even you could just have it like this, not screw it in and test it out, so we know that it's wrong now. So don't lose those screws. Take this. So with these plugs, with the Moon's MC light, you pinch the plug, pull it back, it's gonna lock itself. You're gonna take your screwdriver, there's a tab up on top, press in it, and then it comes out. So let's switch these. Make sure. And there we go, we're good to go. Brakes still work. What's cool about this light is that the blinkers stay on, or it flashes when it's braking. I like this Moon's MC light a lot better than any other one. Plus they had it in clear, so I don't like smoked anything. I think it's dumb. So I'm gonna screw your tail light back on. Oh, and there is no gasket for this tail light. I asked, they said they don't, like their service manual said nothing about a gasket between the tail light and the base plate. I kind of wanted to make one because I feel like there should be a gasket, but I guess not. So anyways, so now this is the point where people just take off the tail light, or like the tail lights on the bobber, and they think they're good to go. Wrong, because the fender is unsupported right here on this side. There's nothing holding it to the fender. So that's where you either get your bag mounting hardware that replaces both of these, or you get the block off plates like I did. And these are from Cycle Vision. They were like, I can't remember how much, but I think they were like 20 bucks. They're nice, they had a little bit of chrome, not bad. So these have this bit. And we're not tightening down anything yet. So you're gonna take this, put it through, see, it's nice. And throw it on the back. Shut up, garbage man. Once again, the bolts for this might be different for yours, but mine's also a 1/2 inch. Just tighten them up. This is a nylon lock nut though. I don't like them. I just don't. So you're gonna move the plate around. Tighten it up. Just to cover the hole. There you go. Now you got a badass looking fender strut. Alright, then you're just gonna do the same for the other side, and there you go, you got your full fender on, and it is supported. Just make sure you tighten these, and make sure you take these washers off the stock fender. I actually might go get another washer for the back side because it's a little uneasy for me like that. My fender is a little bit stretching. It's not it's an aftermarket fender, so it's not completely square with an OEM one, but I mean, hey, it's a full fender though. It looks good. For 200 bucks, it's not bad, and it looks really good. So yeah. If you guys have any more questions, leave a comment down below. I'll try to answer as best as I can. This is just what I showed you to get the full fender on and working. So yeah, everything's gonna be in the description, part-wise and tool-wise and hardware-wise. So yeah. Alright guys, Diablo Dyna out. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. You guys get an update on the bike. I think next month, the beginning of next month, is going to be a fun video involving that dual sport tire I showed up in the Hag on Shock video.
Anyways, guys, catch you guys on the flip side. Yellow Dyna out.